to Tom Girl, where we talk all things sports, entertainment, fashion, and adventure. Today, we're talking to Owen Riegling, one of the hottest rising stars in country music. He has been named a Spotify Hot Country Artist to Watch, as well as one of Amazon Canada's Breakthrough Artists to Watch, and has toured alongside Tyler Hubbard. His hit single Old Dirt Roads is certified gold in Canada, and his debut EP, Bruce County, is set for release May 24th. Woohoo! Welcome to the show, Owen.
Thank you so much for having me. Happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're really busy and about headed to Stagecoach and all kinds of things now, so I appreciate you taking the time.
Of course, this is my first time out in California, and I'm loving it out here so far. It's been a great trip, and very thankful to be here talking with you today.
What kinds of things have you been doing? Any tourist stuff, or you've just been all been busy?
Oh, we've been doing a little bit of tourist stuff. We were up in Napa for a couple days, which was super nice. We tried some great wines. We went on a couple wine tasting tours and had a couple showcases up there. So it's just been an overall great trip. The sun was shining. We were sitting by the pool for a little bit. Coming from Canada, that nice weather has been great for a change. It's been a cold winter up there. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you got some sun. We've had a lot of rain lately, so I'm glad that it cleared up and you had some good wine tasting days.
Yeah, it's been great. It really has.
Well, let's talk about being from Canada. So, how has you grew up a small town boy? How has that influenced your career and your music?
Totally. I grew up in a town of 1,000 people. It's called Mildmay, Ontario, Canada, and I grew up just outside of it on a 100-acre farm. My parents still live there, and I've only moved away from there as of recently. Sort of been all over the place over the past year, but I sing a lot and I write a lot about my hometown and the way that I was raised. That's pretty much, I mean, most of my life experience comes from living in that town and um, that's sort of where I draw a lot of my influence from. I don't think I would be anywhere close to where I am today without the support of just the people from town. And um, I used to play all these little bar gigs and festivals and fairs in the local area surrounding small towns. And the same people would show up to every single one of those shows and come support me and cheer me on and give me some hope to keep writing and keep chasing down the dream. And I feel like without that support, it would be very hard to have kept going. So I'm thankful for them and thankful for the way that I was raised. And it comes through in a lot of my music.
Yeah. What are some of the things, the qualities that it instilled into you? I mean, did you have chores you had to do on the farm, or what was your growing up like?
100%. Yeah. I grew up, I mean, I used to raise chickens growing up when I was younger and I'd always go to my grandpa's farm. He had a bunch of beef cattle out there and um we kind of rotate between soybeans, winter wheat and corn on our farm. We just do cash crop. We don't have livestock or anything like that, but I just yeah, growing up in that lifestyle, it kind of keeps you accountable and a lot of my friends and family are dairy farmers and it's really is a lot of, you know, chores and stuff like that. But I think I learned a lot from that and just, you know, some of my summer jobs and stuff like that growing up. Um, and I think I use a lot of that in my music and just sort of pull from the work ethic and, you know, music's a different type of job. I'd say it's less physical labor, but it's definitely time consuming and it's been so much fun.
Hmm. How did you have the commitment or just that dream to that you knew you could just keep pushing and make it big eventually if you just stuck with it?
I don't really know, to be honest. I sort of feel like I always had weird, crazy dreams as a kid growing up. I wanted to play in the NHL. That was my first real dream. Coming from Canada, I mean, hockey's a big thing up there. I grew up playing hockey my whole life, and that never really worked out. I'm a small guy, and you know, I just didn't happen. So I moved on to the next thing, and I always had a passion for music. I grew up listening to all kinds of different music on my little Walkman CD player, and got my first guitar at the age of 10. And it was kind of something that just sat in the corner of the room, and I learned how to play. And um, one day I just decided I wanted to start writing songs after hearing Eric Church is one of my favorite country artists, and I heard his stuff and I wanted to write songs that made me feel the way that made me feel. And the rest is sort of history. I kind of fell in love and just dove in head first and never
Mhm.
looked back. And that was over 10 years ago now. So it's been a long sort of 10 or 11-year journey so far to get to where I am in music. And I don't regret a single day of it. It's been a blast the whole time.
That's awesome. When was that moment when, I mean, with old dirt roads, or when did things really start to take off for you and you're like, oh, wow, here we go?
Yeah, I mean, the last 2 years have been sort of the turning point in my career in music. Before that, like I said, I was still just playing those corners of bars, and the same 50 people would come out and see me every day, and I would play sort of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and it was sort of a
Mhm.
4 hour time slot where you just play a bunch of covers and mix in the odd original and stuff like that. And that's how I learned and cut my teeth and learn how to be in front of people with a guitar in my hand. But then, yeah, I entered into this contest at Boots and Hearts, which is a big music festival up in Canada, and that sort of connected me with Universal Music, and the rest is sort of history from there. Got a booking agent and started playing shows and bigger stages across the country up in Canada. And like you mentioned earlier, I got on tour with Tyler Hubbard back in October of last year, and we just got off the road with Chase Rice this year. So it's sort of been it's been a bit of a whirlwind the past year, and especially the last couple months. It's just been crazy, and yeah.
You kind of talk about that in your song Homeless. Can you talk about how that transition has been and now that you're on the road, kind of getting some of your dreams come true, like things that you like or how that's changed, or, what are your views on it now?
Yeah, that song is very honest and came from just a lot of long days in the car and on airplanes. And every time I'm in those situations, I'm always sort of thinking about the people that I'm not with at the time, or wondering what my friends and family are doing at home. Um, with all the exciting things that I get to do now, it means a lot more time away from home and more time than I ever have spent before away from my family and stuff like that. So it's been a bit of an adjustment that way, and that's just how that song came to be. Love that I get to go and play for country music crowds and talk to people like you, and it's just so amazing. But some days, I miss home, and I wish I wasn't coming home less and less, and that's sort of where that one came from.
Yeah. And you're engaged, right? You're about to get married next year, so I bet that's probably tough too, huh?
Yeah, exactly. My fiance Liv is on the road with us. She comes along with us now, so that's super nice having her out here. She kind of keeps me sane a lot of the times, and yeah, we're planning a wedding kind of remotely right now. Our moms are doing a lot of the work, so that's nice to have their support. But yeah, we're getting married in August, so it's just an all around exciting year for us, and it's just been so busy and fun.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, a lot going on in your life, huh?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
crazy. I feel like we went from doing not a whole lot in COVID to all of a sudden now here we are just running around with our heads cut off and just, it's so exciting. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, awesome. Tell me a little bit about your songwriting process. How does that work for you? When do the ideas, do you just go and what hits you, or yeah, what's your process?
Um, it's always a little bit different. Like I feel like I have to have some sort of inspiration for something. Whether I run into someone on the street and it sparks an idea, or I see something cool. And I have this note on my phone in my notes app, and it's just titled lyrics, and it's pages and pages long of just bullet point ideas, titles, lyrics, just a thought or something somebody said to me one time, or anything like that. And then also the voice memo app on my phone, I just record guitar parts or melodies. Sometimes I even just talk into the phone with an idea and just explain it to myself. And then I pull from the notes on my phone and then the voice memos and kind of put stuff together that way, and then sit down with a guitar and try to flush out an idea or a title and see where it goes. I typically write by myself a lot. And then if I'm not writing by myself, I have a couple good friends that I like to write with that we kind of gel and understand each other, and it makes it easy to collaborate with them. So it's different every time. But I mean, one time I have a song out called Smoke Man. It was the first single I ever released when I was in college, and I woke up at like 3 a.m. from a dream, and I had a dream about the guitar part and sort of the melody, and then right away I got my voice memo out and I just kind of mumbled it to my phone and wrote it. So that one kind of was unique. I've been hoping
Yeah.
to get another one like that.
Now the old dirt roads one. Now I got to ask, being from the country, do you have any good old dirt, road stories where that was inspired from?
100%. I feel like 90% of the roads are dirt roads where I grew up. Um, Yeah, that song just speaks to, the roads we used to ride down with my buddies because there was nothing else to do. So
Mm.
we just drive around. And the dam we used to hang out at in college or in high school, sorry, at lunch, we'd go to this dam that was just around the corner from the school. And I kind of talk about that in the song. And I refer to the west side of town, which is the back of my parents' farm on the west side of town. I used to drive my truck around there and park in the back fields and just sort of back up to the soybeans and write songs on the tailgate back there. And every time I sing that song or hear that song, it reminds me of some of those times growing up, and it puts me in that place.
Yeah. Yeah. There's something being from Nebraska. Have fond memories of all the old, the dirt roads we were on. My brother crashed his car on, on one of them. We just a lot of stories. We all used to like tailgate back there. A lot of fun things. A lot of things had a lot of singing loud, singing to songs in the car on those roads and stuff. So yeah, that
100%.
song really, I'm sure, touches a lot of people that can relate to what you're singing about there.
Yeah, it's been so cool. I wrote that song in 2019 when I was in college, in my dorm room, and I was just missing home and getting sick of the city traffic and just reminiscing on, how I was raised in Bruce County and stuff like that. And just an honest song about missing home and some of the experiences that I had growing up. And I feel like that's what people are relating to in that song. It's just if you've ever been to a small town or lived in a small town or just driven through one, I feel like you can relate to some of the things I'm singing about.
Yeah. So talk about you have your EP coming out in May. And so you wrote five of the songs on there. So is that correct?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a writer on all the
Yep.
songs. Two of the songs I wrote by myself, and then the other two songs I wrote with my buddy Daryl Scott and Dave Sampson and Jesse Slack. And the EP is called Bruce County. Um, it's a collection of songs that kind of feel like home to me. Every time I listen to them, it puts me in that place of being home in Bruce County. And um, like I said earlier, the people from Bruce County are what kind of drove me to keep doing this thing and believe in myself and do that. So it feels fitting to name this EP Bruce County and sort of try to give that back to them. And I mean, the songs are about where I was raised and how I grew up, so it's very fitting.
How excited is your hometown for you now, to watch everything you're doing?
I think they're really excited. Yeah, I feel like I'm famous when I walk around my hometown. I can't walk in here without having a conversation with 10 people. And I love it. It's really cool, and their support's just it means a lot to me. And yeah, we're doing this tour next month called the Buckle Up Tour, and the ending date of the tour is on May 24th, which is the day the EP comes out, and it's at a bar in my hometown called Harley's. So we're doing a small town tour and doing little bars and stuff like that. So it's going to be really cool to come home and experience that with everybody.
Yeah, that's very fitting, huh? Oh,
Yeah,
congratulations.
thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah. Well, we also talk on Tom We're here a little sports and adventure. You talked about you wanted to be a hockey player. So this year you got to play at the NHL All-Star competition. What was it like having, kind of fulfilling your dream in a different way with the NHL?
It was so surreal. I swore as a kid that I would end up at the All-Star game one day. I just never assumed it'd be with a guitar in my hand, but I love the fact that we got to do that this year and just walking into that arena and at sound check and just kind of feeling what it was like to be on the ice was kind of cool. And our green room was under the stands, kind of back in the area where all the players were hanging out, and like Crosby and Bedard and all these guys were just walking around, and it was very cool. So yeah, that was my first time playing in a big arena like that. First time playing for 20,000 people, and then obviously on TV and stuff like that. So it was such a fun moment for us, and I feel like a highlight of everything I've got to do so far this year.
Yeah. Do you get nervous or were just excited and like bring it?
I was like, usually I get nervous before a show. For some reason, I didn't feel that nervous for that one. I don't know why. It seems backwards, but one notable thing when I was walking out of the tunnel to go do our set, my parents were there and they were sitting across the rink, like in the stands. I could see them clearly when I was walking out. My dad's like eating popcorn. He's like watching the thing. I waved to him. He waves back to me. So it felt that made it feel like it was a much smaller thing when I could
Yeah.
literally just see them right there. Uh, so yeah, I felt good doing that one.
Yeah, and that probably grounded you. And I think that's something a lot of like with your music, you just seem very like grounded and humble and you just all your lyrics are things that I think people can really relate to. So talk about how, you bring your personality into your style, into your lyrics, or, how that kind of emanates through you.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. I think I wouldn't say there's any, rhyme or reason to that. I feel like I'm from a small town, and I think a lot of the people that I grew up with and that have sort of raised me are that way. And I mean, I'm just singing about stuff that I know about, and I feel like that's what makes it come through. It's all honest and it's all real. So
Yeah. So when you're not singing or you're not on the road, what are the activities that you like to do, either in the small town or if there's adventures you like to go on?
yeah, so my fiance and I, we have a little puppy. His name's
Oh,
Chevy, and he has lots of energy. So we like to take him for walks, and we like to do some hikes and stuff like that. Um, so that I mean that consumes a lot of our time when we're not on the road. And then I dabble in golf every once in a while. I don't get out as much as I'd like to, but I'm hoping to this year a little bit more. And yeah, I feel like
yeah.
outside of music, I'm a pretty boring guy. I like to hang out and just, relax.
You're a fisher too, aren't you?
Yeah, I grew
Fish.
up fishing.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've been out. I mean, I go ice fishing every year up in Canada a couple times, try to get out with my dad and my buddies and stuff like that. And I grew up creek fishing with my grandpa for speckled trout, and I try to do that every year at least a couple times when I can.
That fishing always looks so just difficult being out in the cold or,
It's a lot of fun.
like,
Ice fishing is like the most relaxing, other than the cold form of
yeah.
fishing, I would say, just because you drop a line in a hole and you all just stand around it and watch it and hope it bobs. Maybe enjoy a beverage while you're doing that, and it's always a good time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, speaking of a good time, I think we're in for a little good time here today. You're gonna play a couple songs for us?
I would love to. Yeah.
All right. Well, whatever dealer's choice, let me know and just maybe tell me the kind of the story behind the song before you play.
Yeah, so I'll start with Old Dirt Roads. I feel like I should play that one.
Okay.
This one, like I said earlier in the interview, I wrote it in 2019. I was in college and I was missing home, and I had never experienced traffic like that before. So I think I was just reminiscing on dirt roads where there wasn't a whole lot of traffic, and if there was, it was somebody in a tractor holding up the line. Um, and this is just kind of a story about the way that I was raised. I grew up wild and I grew up true. A town most folks just drive through. We'd sit out by the dam on a night when the air was warm. Mama was an angel, Daddy was a saint. When the lights cut off, I could sneak out late to a spot on the west side, baby, nobody knew. Come and find me down where the tree line ends and the cattails grow. We can be free, living our dreams out, singing to the radio. I was raised on a little patch of heaven, wheat fields and old dirt roads, where the tin roof sings, the whole damn thing shakes when the cold wind blows. Well, it ain't all sunshines and rainbows, hard times we all know. But I go back in a minute to the land of the wicked wheat fields and old dirt roads. Na 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 na. I spent some time in a corner bar playing for keeps with this old guitar, and it was worth every minute when I heard those people sing. It's a long road home, but now I see what them old times meant to me. So when I get back, crack a bottle of Jack, you know where I'll be. You can find me down where the tree line ends and the cattails grow. We can be free, living our dreams out, singing to the radio.
I was raised on a little patch of heaven, wheat fields and old dirt roads, where the tin roof sings, the whole damn thing shakes when the cold wind blows. Well, it ain't all sunshines and rainbows, hard times we all know. But I go back in a minute to the land of the wicked wheat fields and old dirt roads. Na na na, na 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 na, na 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 na. I was raised on a little patch of heaven, wheat fields and old dirt roads, where the tin roof sings, the whole damn thing shakes when the cold wind blows. Well, it ain't all sunshines and rainbows, hard times we all know. But I go back in a minute to the land of the wicked wheat fields and old dirt roads. I go back in a minute to the land of the wicked wheat fields and old dirt roads. Na na na, na 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 na, na 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 na, wheat fields and old dirt roads.
Woo!
Thank you.
Yeah, so good.
Appreciate that. Thank you
Yeah,
very much.
you make me want to go back to Nebraska right now and get in the truck and go on those dirt roads, get off of this LA freeway here for a little bit.
Right? I know. That's awesome. Should we do one more?
Heck yeah!
Sweet. All right. For my second song here, I'm going to play Homeless, which we touched on a little bit as well in the interview. This past year has been super cool and super amazing and a dream come true in many ways. But I've been spending a lot more time away from my home and my family. And that sort of made it a little bit difficult, and it's been a bit of an adjustment for me. And I spent a lot of time in the car and on planes and stuff like that, and just sort of missed the place that I was raised, and it comes through in this song. So I hope you like it. Well, since the day that guitar train grabbed me from the station, I've been steady trying to find me through honky-tonk salvation. It's been a long, lonesome year of relocation, but this is what I asked for, so I ain't complaining. I saw the Rocky Mountain silhouette of midnight sky, and drank a cup of coffee with an eastern sunrise. I did some window thinking through all day long drives, and I drove myself crazy 'cause I kept asking why. I can't just be happy with where I'm at. My head's in the clouds and my heart's in the past. It's like I've been living with no address. I love that I'm seeing more, but hate that I'm coming home less. And I guess fear of missing out is all it is. My friends are getting married, yeah, some are having kids, and I wish that I could see them face to face, not through a phone. But sometimes you gotta give and take when you're chasing down a song. I can't just be happy with where I'm at. My head's in the clouds and my heart's in the past. It's like I've been living with no address. I love that I'm seeing more, but hate that I'm coming home. Less and less, less and less, less and less, but that's okay. I soak it up, take it in, I'll make it last. 'Cause someday there'll come a point when I'm looking back on this running round, when I'm settled down in my hometown. I can just see it now. Maybe then I'll be happy with where I am. My head'll be level and my heart content.
I'll finally be living with an address, couple kids and the girl I love. But until then, I can't just be happy with where I'm at. My head's in the clouds and my heart's in the past. It's like I've been living with no address. I love that I'm seeing more, but hate that I'm coming home. Less and less, less and less, less and less. But that's okay, I'll soak it up, take it in, I'll make it last. Cause someday there'll come a point when I'm settled down in my hometown. Damn right, I love that I'm seeing more, but I hate that I'm coming home less. Hate that I'm coming home less. Hate that I'm coming home less. I hate that I'm coming home less.
Yeah, so pretty. Oh, I love that
Thank
song.
you so much.
Yeah, it just
I
takes you on
appreciate
such a ride, right? Like you're gonna be happy. You're doing all your dreams are coming true. You're doing all this stuff, but then missing home, and yeah, just so
Yeah.
well crafted.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That song means a lot to me.
Yeah. Well, speaking of being homeless, you're gonna be traveling, doing a lot of things now. How do you feel? You're going to Stagecoach for the first time here.
Yeah, it's exciting. I've heard lots of great things about Stagecoach. I've never been. This is my first time in California, like I said. So it's just a lot of firsts for me and a lot of exciting things around the corner. And I can't wait to get down there. And I hear it's going to be really hot as well, which I'm looking forward to. Soak
Yeah.
up a little bit of sun.
What are some other things you have going on this year so people can follow you and check you out? Maybe you're coming to their city, or let people know what's coming up this next year for you.
Totally. I mean, we're going on tour next month in May. It's starting May 6th in Fort McMurray, Alberta, and we're making our way all the way across Canada in small towns. Um, so that's about a 3.5 week tour, and then we're going down to CMA Fest and playing some songs. We're going to be at a bunch of different festivals this year, all over, I mean, Canada and the US. So check out my website if you want to come see us on tour. And EP May 24th, Bruce County. And I post a lot on my Instagram if you want to keep up with me on there. And that's basically it, I feel like.
Yeah. What's your Instagram handle for everybody listening?
It's Owen Riegling Music, and Riegling is spelled Riegling. That's a tough one for people sometimes, but you can find me everywhere there.
Well, I'm so excited for you. I again thank you so much for taking the time today to play for us. I mean, that was such a treat, and just to talk and get to know more about you and everything. I'm really looking forward to watching you're like just keep on rising up, It's just gonna be just really, really fun to watch where you're gonna go.
Thank you so much, JJ. I appreciate you. And thanks for taking the time to have me on the show today. This has been a lot of fun, great chat, and I hope to meet you in person soon.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, guys, that's it for TOMGIRL today. Go check out Owen everywhere. Go to his shows, go to Stagecoach if you still can. get out there. All right, that's it for TOMGIRL today. We will see you again here next week. You can follow us everywhere on social media at TOMGIRL TV and subscribe on YouTube and get outside. We'll see ya. Bye. TOMGIRL.